A man in a faded gray raincoat and a flopping black felt hat that nearly concealed the gray hair that straggled over his ears stood on the boat deck of the steamship Rotterdam yesterday, timidly facing a battery of cameramen. In one hand he clutched a shiny briar pipe and with the other clung to a precious violin. He looked like an artist, a musician. He was. But underneath his shaggy locks was a scientific mind whose deductions have staggered the ablest intellects of Europe. One of his traveling companions described him as an intuitive physicist, whose speculative imagination is so vast that it senses great natural laws long before the reasoning faculty grasps and defines them. The man was Dr. Albert Einstein, propounder of the much-debated theory of relativity that has given the world a new conception of space and time and the size of the universe. Dr. Einstein comes to this country as one of a group of prominent Jews who are advocating the Zionist movement and hope to get financial aid and encouragement for the rebuilding of Palestine and the founding of a Jewish university. He is of medium height, with strongly built shoulders, but an air of fragility and self-effacement. Under a high, broad forehead are large and luminous eyes, almost childlike in their simplicity and unworldliness. Thus, on its front page, did the New York Times begin the forging of Einstein's international persona. Upon his first arrival to the United States in April 1921. Interviewed on board ship during a brief required quarantine, Einstein was asked about opposition to his theory of relativity. He forcefully declared that, quote, the attacks in Berlin against the theory were entirely anti-Semitic. Even though Einstein had arrived with a delegation of Zionists to raise money for establishing a Hebrew university in Jerusalem in British Mandate Palestine, the journalists proved themselves well attuned to events in Germany. Einstein and his work had been the subject of venomous criticism from right-wing quarters back home, and this, too, along with the promise of collecting significant honoraria from a handful of universities, was a reason for his visit.